Good morning, everyone. It's Joni here at Joni's Journals. How are you? It's Sunday, and I am at my craft desk. I was playing around all day yesterday, making sure that I had everything set, because today we are going to work on specimen slides for my Mycologist Notebook. You may remember last week we decorated it, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to make some specimen slides to slide in the little pockets that we created last week. So let's get this out of the way and let's get started. As you can see, I've got multitudes of them. I was playing yesterday, and I'm going to try to make these so that the light's not shining on them. I've made a couple using Tracy Fox's mushrooms, which I have shrunk down. I reprinted them, and I printed them at 40%. Let me just move the light. I thought this was going to work well. Okay, so here's one of the mushrooms, and here it is again, printed at its normal size. So you can see I printed it much smaller, so that this way I could fit them into our little slides. So I've made a few that are shaped like this. I have bunches of them. I was going a little slide crazy yesterday. I used Tracy's stuff, and I've also been making some with Tim Holtz ephemera from the Field Notes set. So those are those. And these are some. Tracy has a page in the kit. I'm trying to see if I can get this to, you really can't see, but you can see through them. I printed these on vellum, and what they remind me of, these have some plastic on them. And you can see I put plastic on the back. I made my own design using my little rectangular die cuts. What they remind me of are the negatives that you used to get with your photos when you had them printed up at the photo shop, the film shop. I don't know what you would call it. Someplace where you would take your film and have it printed up for you into photographs, and they would always give you a collection of film. They were called the negatives. So the kit has some in it that you can see, I hope. And so I created little specimen slides with those. I haven't begun decorating those yet, but these are also some that I made using, this one has Tracy Fox's little mushroom in it. And if you remember it, this little background piece here is one of the pockets in the kit. Here it is full size, and it also is the page where some of the mushrooms are. So if you notice, when I shrunk the mushrooms, of course, the pockets came out small. So I have taken those pockets and made them into little pieces of ephemera that I decorated the fronts of these slides with. This is a Elizabeth Craft Designs punch. If I remember, I will link it. If I can find the number on it, I will link it below the video. This one is on the backs of the Tim Holtz pads. He has a sheet of all of the big 12x12s printed out as little 2x2s. And so this is one that I decorated. And this I'll probably just use as a little, you can put little notes in here. And so I'll use that for that. But I have put some stuff aside, and I'm hoping to be able to get through decorating. I'm trying to move my mushroom. Decorating 3 of these with you today, 3 different sizes. This is the big one. This is one of the medium-sized ones like this. I hope we can get to it today. And this is a tiny one. I haven't done one like this yet. And as you can see, they all have their windows in them already. So let's get started. Let's put this aside. I have already inked and figured out what I want to put on the slide so that this way we're a little bit ahead of the game. And I won't sit and annoy you and try to pick things out for you. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, as you can see, what I do when I make my slides, I don't know if you can really see it, maybe if I tilt it like that, I take a pencil and I make a pencil mark through the window onto the back of the slide so that I know the area that I can work in. It makes it easier for me, especially if I put the window plastic in first, which I did in this case because it takes a while to dry and I didn't want us to have to go through that. All right, let's see what we can do here. I was laying these out last night and I made sure that my glue was working this morning so that we can just simply decorate. So how has everyone been? I have had a very busy week, and although I was planning on doing a video yesterday, my husband is, we're doing some renovations in the house. I mean, I know if you know me, you know that my house is new, but we had some plans for the house when we built it. Oh gosh, did I put that on upside down? No. And we are bringing some of those plans to fruition. In our living room, we had planned on making well, the old-fashioned word for it is an entertainment center for our TV, and also to have some display shelves on it. And that's what my husband's been working on. My husband is super talented when it comes to carpentry. And if you follow me on my Facebook page, you will see what we've been doing. I do have a Facebook page. I don't know how to link it, but if you look it up on Facebook, let's see, that's not stuck down. It's Joni's Journals. And let's try to put that little one there. Okay. So there we have it. That's the inside of our specimen slide. I'm hoping you can see. And now let's work on the front. As you saw on these, what I've been doing is I've been laying the shrunken pocket down to make it look like a piece of paper that's just laying down on top of the specimen slide. Because if you remember, our mycologist friend is very sloppy. We made our messy desk last week, and so we have to continue the theme of our messy mycologist, and we do that onto the specimen slide as well. Now let's see, did I lay this out? I know this one's a little bit bigger than the other ones have been, so I want to make sure that I get the whole thing onto the front of the slide. And I picked out this mushroom. This is a Timmy mushroom, and it's one of my favorites. I think we used it last week when we decorated the messy desk portion of the inside of my cover. Okay, I think we might get all three of these done today, which would be awesome. Let's see, I want to kind of put this on here so that we can still see our little mushroom photographs underneath. I printed out some more of the kit yesterday as well because I want to continue with my design. I love to work with the file folders, and so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make some file folder inserts inside of the journal as little, I guess you could say, chapters in the journal. Did I get that in the middle? Oh boy, look at me go. Okay. I want to use the file folders to make some chapters inside of the journal, and I want to decorate the file folders with some of the ephemera from the kit. Okay. As you can see on these, I know that's reflecting terribly. I put little, oh gosh, I forgot what they're called. Paper fasteners, the ones with the little legs on them inside of here. And how I did that, I'm sure this is not the way that most people do that. This is my die pick from my die cutting machine. You know, the one you use to poke out the little pieces. And I used this to make little holes inside after I put my little label on, which is also a die cut from Tim Holtz. And I made the holes. See? The little hole. This is very difficult for me. I'm working around the tripod again. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to let you know, I was watching a video the other day. Crafty by Tony had done something with some contact paper where she made it look like, to me it looked like old-fashioned cellophane tape. And so what I did was I went out and I bought some contact paper. I know that in other countries you call it sticky back paper, and from what I was hearing from Tony, you would use it to cover your school books. We call it contact paper here in the US, and we use it to keep things clean and washable. I know some people use it to line the shelves of their cabinets with. I know my mom used to do that. We had an old-fashioned metal cabinet in our kitchen. Well, I guess at the time it wasn't old-fashioned, but it's old-fashioned now. And she had contact paper on the shelves because it was metal. There we go. And you couldn't really wash the metal without it rusting. Back then, I don't think that they had the protective paint on the metal things like we do now. Oh, I can't think of what it's called, like a dust coating paint for metal. And so that was her way of keeping the shelves clean. So there we go. We've got that one done. And let's just glue it down. Normally what I do is I go along the sides on the slide and a little across the bottom like that. And then I'll come up and I'll just put glue here on the empty spot, which you'll see when we have the other slide. You do have little empty areas. And then I'm going to try to go as close to the edge as possible and try not to get it onto my little plastic window there. But I want to make sure that there's enough glue so that it sticks together, because the little paper fasteners do make it bumpy. Okay, let's line everything up. Because I don't know about you, but when I make specimen slides, no matter how many times I try to fold them so that they're straight, they're never 100% straight. But what do I always say? It's not a real specimen slide. It's paper. And so if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. Okay. There we go. I think we have that one nice and stuck down. Okay. Oh, I did want to let everyone know, if you don't know already, the reason why I talk about Tracy Fox is so much is because I'm a member of her creative design team. This looks kind of empty. We may go back and decorate that a little more. Let me look and see if my number strips, if I can find them. I was trying to organize all of my ephemera yesterday. Let's put that over there. And see if we can put something across here like I have on the other ones. See, I put a little strip down here. That one has a date. And this one has a number. Let me see if I can find something really quick. Oh, that's quick enough. Yeah, just to give it a little something down there on the bottom. That one's a little small. Let's see. Do you have anything a little bit longer? I may have used them all already. Okay. Oh, here's one. Maybe we'll go with the longer one. Yeah, I think I like that one better. Okay, let's put all of this back. Get it out of the way. And let me grab my, oh my gosh, I went wild at Michael's yesterday. Well, online at Michael's, because I got a notification that they had a 40% off all regular price purchases. And they even had it on the Ranger products and the Tim Holtz products. So I went and I bought, well, I ordered online and picked up because it was a busy day yesterday. It makes it so much easier to do the online shopping. I do it for almost everything. I went and I picked up some of the Ranger archival inks. Maybe I'll do a little quick video. I got archival ink, and I got some alcohol ink daubers. They're sort of like the regular ink daubers, but they're felt, and they work with the alcohol ink. And the reason that I bought those is the reason that I started to say before I lost my train of thought. There we go. That's a little bit better. I think that kind of gives it a little bit of a joie de vivre. All right. The reason that I bought the alcohol ink daubers was because the craft that I saw Crafty by Tony doing was involving the contact paper and alcohol ink. And what she did was she used the alcohol ink on the contact paper and she made it look like old cellophane tape. So I am going to, it's a bit of a messy thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I'm going to try it first quickly today after I change my clothes, because I'm wearing one of my favorite t-shirts and my favorite sweatpants, and I don't want to get alcohol ink on it because it doesn't come out. All right, what you're going to notice that I'm doing on this one is I'm just sort of decorating the background. I'm trying to see if I can find one here that I may have done that on. I sometimes will stick things onto the outside. Oh, here's one. Oh, and here's another. Onto the outside of my specimen slides because they're not real and it adds a little something. See, this one is a die cut from a flower. I made a card for one of the parents of one of my students the other day, and I cut out some die cut flowers. And so I added that on, but as you can see, it overlays the little plastic window, and this one's some Tim Holtz die cuts that I put on the outside, and that's what I want to do on this one. I think it's kind of cute. It adds a little something. Okay, which one were we doing? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to erase some of these little pencil marks that I have on here because they are peeking through the window. I had to measure out my little pencil marks using a ruler because I had put the plastic in the window before I decided what I was putting inside of the specimen slide. Okay, that's a little bit better. And so I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly where I could put things. See, so that's the inside of the slide. You can see, there we go. And what I planned to do was I planned to put my little mushrooms down on the outside of the slide. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to put a little glue on the bottom here because we don't really want to get the glue onto the plastic because it leaves a mark. And I find that when I try to remove glue from the plastic, no matter what I use, because I usually try to use a baby wipe, but no matter what I use, it smears all over the plastic. So now we have our little mushrooms down. See, it's kind of cute. It makes a little bit interesting. And now we're going to add our label. But as I was saying, she used the contact paper and the alcohol ink, and she smeared it all over the alcohol ink and let it dry. And then she used big pieces of it on pages in her some Halloween decorations that she's making. But what I thought we could do was we could actually cut the contact paper into strips and make some grungy cellophane tape. See, that's what we did. Bring it a little closer. Maybe if I'm out of the light, that might help. There we go. Now we'll glue this one down. I thought that maybe we could ink up the cellophane, the contact paper, and cut it into strips and make some old-fashioned cellophane tape from it. But I want to test it out first. And so that's what I'm going to do as soon as I finish this video. I was going to do it yesterday, but I ran out of time. So see how we have this little space here? I fill that little area up with glue on the back of the slide so that it gives it a little bit of stability once it's all glued down. And there we go. Okay. So there we go. Now we have our second slide. See how cute that is? So remember, you can put things on the outside of the slide, because even if this isn't stuck down, I mean, you're not going to play football with it, so it's not going to get beat up. It's just going to go inside your journal. And I guess if you wanted, I'm not going to do it now because it's wet, you could probably tuck something behind there too. Well, let's see. Let's be a brave buckaroo. Oh yeah, look at that. You can use it as a little tuck. Never even thought of that. Okay. So that's our second one. Where's our other one that we just did? Let's put them over here so we can look at them after and be proud of ourselves. And this is the last one. If you're wondering what these are little tiny clipboards. I buy them at Walmart, and I take the clips off, and I decorate them. Let's see if I can reach. I decorate them, and I use them as bases for my little small worlds that I call them. This one has some Tim Holtz paper on it. I might actually use this one as a clipboard and make some designs on here. I've been doing stamping lately. Stamping with my Tim Holtz Halloween stamps to create some cards that I've been working on forever, it seems like. I think oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups from my coffee again. I've been working on backgrounds, die cutting them, and now I've decided to do some stamping and decorate the cards with my stamping things for the kids in the family. And there aren't too many people that I make the little homemade cards for. I have never sent one in the mail, and I want to make some for Christmas and send them to some of my cousins that live elsewhere in the U.S. as a special little Christmas card. And so I'm going to see if I can. I got some of the Tim Holtz, the Christmas release for 2023, and I got the Christmas tree and the sled, and I have some old, well, they're not very old. I have some of the older dies, the snowman and chilly and freezy, and I'm going to see if I can create little cards for everyone. Okay, so see, we put our little bug on the inside, and you're probably saying, well, why are you putting a bug? Hey, why not? Mushrooms are fungus, after all. And where do bugs go but in amongst the fungus? Okay, this is another one. I'm going to glue the mushroom down on the outside. Whoops. So you noticed that only this portion of the mushroom and this portion of the mushroom are going to touch the slide, going to touch the paper parts of our slide. And so that's the only places I'm going to put glue. Okay, so this one will go like that, this way. Okay, so there you can see we have that on the outside, and our little bug is on the inside. Maybe we should add a little something to our bug. Does it look empty? No, it's fine. No, you know what? We're going to add a little something because it's going to bother me after I glue it down. And I'm going to be angry at myself for not having added something. So let's go into our little snippet box. Oh, this is kind of cute. Maybe we can add that right in there with our little bug, or does he disappear too much? I think that's too big. Let's see if we can find one of those little teeny weeny circles. And maybe we'll add a little circle to it. Oh, come on, little bugger. There we go, little bugger. I think maybe I'll add that one in there. How's that? No, again, I think we're just going to leave it alone because I keep covering up the bug's face. So we're not going to add anything. Okay. What we are going to add is one of our other little tabs that I made with my Tim Holtz die cuts. And we're going to add that on the front of it. Oh, I want to apologize to all of my friends who commented. I took so long to get back to answer you because, as I said, it's been a very busy week. And I barely had time to sit down. I was chatting with Tracy the other day. Well, on Messenger, on Facebook, we were chatting. And we were talking about finding time to craft. And I told her that I make time for myself at least an hour a day. And I make something, or I fiddle with something. Even if I do some die cuts, or I just ink things that I've already die cut, or things that I've planned to do. I make an hour for myself. It saves my sanity. Okay, so we poked our little holes. And now let's add our little paper fasteners. I took out a few of them this morning before I started the video because it never fails. Every time I try to put these through a hole, they bounce away from me and never to be found again until I step on them and then I find them. Okay, so I took out a few just as insurance. All right, let's put that like that. Let's try to turn these this way so that they're inside the paper part for when I put the glue down. And this way I have enough space for glue around the back of the fastener. Okay. I like using pewter when I use the fasteners, and also when I use bulb pins. Oops. There we go. I like the color of the pewter. It's sort of that dark silvery gray. Okay. Let's turn them so they're even. So there you have it. Our little paper fasteners are in. And let's glue it together. See, we got 3 of them done. That's pretty amazing. All right, let's add our glue. Didn't put the pin in my glue, and it's being a little stubborn right now, but I think I can manage to get enough out to... Maybe not. Let's find the pin. Forgot to add the pin. Okay, let's try to clear it out a bit. Okay, there we go. All right, and I also started to say, Tracy Fox has put out, I think, I know it's at least 2 and possibly 3. No, I think it might be 3 new kits this week. My favorite, because you know me and Halloween, she put out a Gothic kit, which really, you can do a Gothic journal at any time of year. It doesn't need to be Halloween. So as soon as I saw the kit, I said, oh my gosh, I'm still doing my Mycologist Notebook, and now I have a Gothic one to play with. I said, maybe I'll stop the Mycologist one and play with the Gothic. Nope. Like I said, we can do Gothic at any time of the year. So I am going to finish up this Mycologist Notebook first, and then we're going to do a Gothic journal. I think maybe we'll finish up all of the other things we started too, which was the steampunk journal, which we started a while back. I have all of the things laid out, and I just haven't gotten back to it. And also my Nettles Nature Society journal. I want to get back to that one too. So there you have it. There's our little slides that we created. Okay. So we can be proud of ourselves and look at what we made. Okay, we did those 3. And now I'm going to grab back the journal cover and some of the other ones that I made last night because they're dry. Okay, and let's grab some of the little ones. Whoops. Let's put my pin in my glue, or else I'll be fighting with it and washing out the applicator needle. All right, let's see what we can do with them now. So as I said, you know, you can tuck them into our messy little desk like so, and they can peek out. It's a pretty tight fit, so they won't fall out. You put them that way, and let's see. Can we squeeze one in up at the top? Can you see what I'm doing? Yes. Okay, that's a space for our little ones. And I'll just test these both out in the bigger pocket because I don't have another pocket on here. And you can slide these into the big pocket. You can also, if you want to, you can, what side should I put it on? You can just clip them to your journal, and in this case it'll peek out the side, and you can put a little dangle on there. In fact, I have one that has a dangle on it already that I use on my little designing pad. You can put one on with a dangle, and you'll have your little dangle hanging down like that. Let me pull you up. Whoop, I'm moving you so you can get a better view. And that's how, in this case, you'd be able to see everything because the cover is off on its own. And there's our little dangle. So there you go, guys. Thank you for coming along and making these with me. I think specimen slides are one of my favorite things to play with and to make. And I have designed my own in the past. And here's the other ones, the little negatives that I made. And like I said, this was my own design using my rectangle punches and some Tim Holtz paper that I had. And they are visible through the back as well. And I'm going to play around with these, and maybe we can do these next time we get together after we make our faux vintage cellophane tape. And this is an envelope that I made. I'm probably going to put in the kit. I had made it for the card I made, and I made the wrong size envelope, so there we go. We have a new envelope. All right, everybody. You take care. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you soon, okay? Hugs, everybody. Take care for now. Bye-bye.